Good Monday morning. It is MLK Day, and I took today off to get some stuff done that I've been needing to do for quite some time. And that is what we're working on my truck today. Hello and welcome to another AIC video. Today we are looking at my 1998 Mazda B4000. Like just about any vehicle that lives in Arizona for any length of time, my paint, my clear coat is peeling on the side of my truck, and I need to get that addressed. Not because my truck is a nice truck, but because I don't like rust, and bare metal rusts, and paint keeps the bare metal from being bare metal. So I've already done this before. I kind of did a video before, but it was a crap video and my process was bad. Not that my process this time is going to be a whole lot better, but it's definitely going to be better. So I want to go over what I'm doing. This is not show quality paint. This is not for any purpose other than to keep the paint that's on the truck. Okay, my truck's earned its patina. I mostly just don't want to lose what it has as far as the base coat of color under the clear, so it doesn't rust. So anyways, coming along, I did this on this similar section before, but I did such a bad job it came up almost immediately. You can see I've already been working for a little while this morning. It's only 45 degrees in January, but you can see like along here where I did previously, and you can see I actually have dirt trapped under my paint because I did such a bad job. And I don't come up to the camera, but you can see this wavy line here. So this is where it peeled, and then this is the new clear coat I put on here, and it's holding up pretty good where I kind of half-assed did it. This is the stuff I'm using, this Spray Max Clear Glamour. That's the code. There's a couple different codes for different levels of shine. I find that this one matches the factory clear pretty good. It's not overly shiny, but it also isn't flat either. What it is, it's a two-stage. So you have this thing down here that you punch into the can, and it adds a hardener in here. So this stuff will harden. As you can see, I have my truck kind of out in the street, away from all my other cars, because this will get on everything and stick to it and be a permanent coating. Okay, so that's what we're using to paint. For prep, I have just an old gift card I'm using to scrape off all the old flaky stuff. I want to get off as much of that old flaky stuff as possible. I'm coming back with just a Brillo pad or Scotch-Brite pad or Scotch pad, whatever these are called, and scraping it down. So this is part of the process I didn't do before, is got to key the paint and the old clear coat so the new stuff will stick to it. Clear coat, part of its purpose is to allow things to run off and not stick to the car. So dirt and oil and things like that can run off. Well, that keeps other paint from sticking to it. Duh. So got to come in, kind of break that up, give it a little bit of a rough surface so that the new paint will stick to it and not just flake off immediately again. So that's why it stuck here real good, because this was the bare paint and it stuck to the bare paint. And here I scraped it enough to where it stuck, but back here where I was starting to get lazy and it didn't stick. So I find this process, as far as getting all the old crap off, to be a little bit easierly done when the car is dirty. The reason being is, you see this dark edge all along here? That is actually dirt up underneath the clear coat. So I can see where I need to flake it off because there's dirt under there. And I got it down here, and this whole section doesn't have paint anymore. Up here doesn't have paint anymore. So I had a neighbor whose sprinklers broken, was hitting the side of my car, and because I don't drive very often, I didn't notice it for a while. This is at my last house, and it did a ton of damage to my clear coat. So yeah, not so happy about that, you know. But so we're going to go through, we're going to finish scraping off all the old flaky clear. We're going to run it over with the Scotch pad, and then we're going to wash it really good. I'm going to tape off all the parts I don't want to have clear on them, like the windows and bright work and mirror and stuff, and handles, door locks, don't want to put paint in there. And then we're going to come back and we're going to hit it. I have a couple cans of this stuff, and we'll give it a nice good heavy coat. And as long as I got my key right, you know, got it scratched up enough, got all the old flake off, should last for quite a while. I did this probably 3 years ago at this point, 2.5, 3 years ago. So this is held up really well in the part where I actually took my time and did it, and did it more or less correctly. You can see it if you're up close. You can see that this is two different colors. This is yellowed and this is more white because this has the old clear coat. I'm not trying to get off all the old clear coat. I'm just trying to get off the stuff that's going to flake off and be ugly and nasty. So that's what we're doing this morning. I'm going to finish that up and come back and after I've taped it up so you can see what it looks like. Again, I'm going to wash it, tape it, and then we're going to spray it. All right, so just finished doing some wet sanding along here. We're going to wash it down real good and then sand it again. Just make sure we have as much of these edges clean and flaked off as possible. Now for washing, I'm just using some real cheap dish detergent. Reason being is we can't have any oils or waxes on here, so I can't use a regular car wash because most of those have waxes in them. Once we do that, we're going to dry it really, really well, super well. I might even get like my hair dryer or something out here, wipe everything down, try to get as, we don't want any water under this lip, nowhere. So we're going to wash it really, really well. We're going to dry it really, really well, and then we're going to come back and tape everything off and paint it. So this is a fairly labor intensive and time intensive process, but when we're done, we should be looking okay. Not gonna be looking good. Again, this is a salvage title truck. I only paid $2,500 for it. I'm not trying to get a show quality paint job out of this. I'm just trying to preserve what paint is left. So yep, gonna go ahead, wash it, go over it one more time with sandpaper, just make sure it has a nice key. I'm using a 400 grit, just a wet sand, to make sure that the clear coat will actually stick to the paint this time, something I didn't do last time, and that way it will hold up and stay looking nice for a while. All right, we'll get on to the next part. All right, so we have my half-assed tape job done. I'm mostly just trying to keep it off the glass in places I don't specifically want it. Here is the aerosol. Two-stage, you pop this red thing off, usually pushing that button, and it does warn you that you need to wear a face mask. That is 100,000% correct. This stuff is nasty. Real reason I'm doing out here is because I don't want to, even wearing a mask and everything, last thing I want to be doing is breathing any of this in. So a little bit of a breezy day should keep me from breathing or getting too much in my face, things like that. So we're gonna go ahead and spray it up. This needs to be shook really, 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 really well. Full 2 minutes. So there's the instructions. Shake it for 2 minutes, pop it, shake it for 2 more minutes. So I have 3 cans of this. That should be more than enough to do this project. All right, so we have that first layer down. We've let it sit for about an hour or so. I'm gonna put that second layer on. You could just see, there is definitely a difference, and you can feel that if you touch it. It's too tacky right now to touch, but this isn't, again, this is a beater truck, so there's a couple of runs in it. Don't really care. The point of this, again, is just to give it a chance so that the paint stays on the truck and not there. A couple runs under there. I was right at the end of the can. It kind of went and spurted out. Anyways, yeah, looking pretty good, I think. Now this stuff, I do not buff, I do not wax. I mean, I wax it, but I don't buff, I don't polish it. I just let it be. I just let it sit and do its thing. And it's real good about kind of settling in and giving a nice coat on there. So that's why I use it, because it's pretty low effort for something like this. Again, this is not a professional job. This is just me trying to preserve the paint on my beater truck. All right, and then I'm gonna put another coat, take all the paint, tape and paper off, and then we'll be done. I'll show you the results probably tomorrow. All right, so we are finished up, and please ignore any drips, runs, or anything you see, because I got impatient at the very end and I made a few mistakes. So once again, this is a $2,500 truck. This is just so I keep the paint that I have, but this paint has a hardener in it, so it's only been about an hour and a half since my last coat, and it's dry. So this stuff, one thing I'll make a recommendation is when you're done with your last coat, take all the tape off, take all the plastic off, because if anything touches this, or if anything's still stuck in this, it will be permanently part of your vehicle. Especially the tape, edges, things like that. You can kind of see up here a line. This is a factory paint, this is new paint. I put on a very heavy coat. It's pretty smooth. There's a little bit of orange peel. Like I said, there's some runs and stuff, so I could go through here with a buffer polisher and clean a lot of that up, and it does polish pretty well. But if you're more patient than me and you don't push it, put too heavy of a coat on so you don't get the runs in it, it actually self levels pretty well, and turns out really nice. So again, this is just, you see like right here, you see the old clear coat under the new clear coat, and then so this doesn't, we're really up close and you can see it obviously, but from, you know, standing back, it's fine. It's fine. Now it's not peeling anymore. It's not chipping off, and it will last another several years in the Arizona sun and not be a problem. So that's what the whole purpose of this is, so I don't lose my paint being baked off here in the Arizona sun. So not something I do on a show car, not something I do on a nice car, but on an old, almost 25-year-old Ford Ranger that has a salvage title, fine. It's fine. It's great. So no more runs. And again, this is like from 10 feet away. This looks great. It really does. Anyways, if you have any thoughts, comments, questions, leave those down below. I'll do my best to answer. Thank you for watching.